Okay, I'm going to give you some really good tips on how to deal with getting awkward around girls, women, and even people. These are life-changing tips. This is through so many years of my experience of also with battling through awkwardness. So let me tell you the biggest mistake that a lot of guys make when they do get awkward in a social situation, whether it's on the first date, whether it's talking to a colleague or in university or in a bar or in any social situation. It doesn't really matter where. So a girl's talking to you or you're talking to each other and all of a sudden you panic and you start getting nervous and awkward and you feel awkward about holding eye contact and you start getting nervous that you're going to start stuttering. So when you feel those overwhelming emotions and anxiety start coming on and they get triggered, I know it's hard when you're in a situation because it feels so uncomfortable and it feels like something that you want to run away from and get away from, and it kind of beats you into submission if you allow it to. It can actually silence you. A lot of guys, a lot of people will complain and say, you know, sometimes when I'm around people or in social situations, I just shut down. I just go into my shell. I can't express myself. I get paranoid. I get self-conscious that other people are thinking things about me, or they're looking at me strange, or they don't like me, or I'm gonna make a fool of myself. What you've got to do is you've got to fight it. And the way you fight it is by continuing to speak, if that makes sense. I'm sure that will make sense. You've been through this. So where it's a natural reaction when you get awkward to look away from someone or a girl that you're talking to, or to look down, or to just basically become so introverted to where maybe the girl's doing all the talking, or she's waiting for you to add to the conversation, or it becomes an awkward silence. So at first this is a very uncomfortable practice, but if you stick at it, if you keep it up, do you know what will happen? You will outgrow those feelings of anxiety, fear, social awkwardness, and you will no longer be, you know, quote unquote socially awkward. Or when you do feel those feelings, you'll be able to control the anxiety, calm it down, find your voice again, not allow yourself to close down and protect yourself and shut down and want to fade out of the situation. You'll want to stand up and say, I exist, and you'll externalize yourself. Your body language will change. So even if the person sees that you get nervous, you'll have the confidence and the inner strength, because you do need a lot of inner strength to override, to overcome, to conquer, to control, you know, social anxiety in a situation. And the awkwardness comes from a person seeing you nervous. That's where a huge part of it comes. And it's also the fear of, how does your voice sound? How do you come across? Does the person respect you, like you? You know, are you saying something that's interesting? Or if somebody asks you a question, you know, you might feel awkward to talk about yourself. So it's just really practice. And it's the mindset, it's a mindset that is, it's not a natural mindset to have, because the normal human mindset is, if something feels scary or awkward, resist, run away, or avoidance. But if you do that, you don't grow. You don't grow at all in life. You know, it's not just about, you know, maybe you don't want to be the best version of yourself, maybe you do, but you end up limiting yourself. Like you can't go to a party, or you can't travel, you can't meet new people, or you can't make new friends, or you can't do new things. It holds you back, and then you end up getting depressed, and then your self-esteem's low. You don't feel good about who you are, because you've got all these hang-ups, you've got all these insecurities that might be in the area of human interaction. In this case today, guys, we're specifically talking about, you know, learning to not be awkward around girls. And there's other things that you can do that can help to a certain extent, and that's dressing smartly, improving your fashion, working out regularly. So I'd say fashion, a man's fashion, style, grooming, and his physical fitness will really play a part in his self-esteem and his confidence and the feel-good factor. And those things usually will eradicate or reduce massive amounts of anxiety being triggered in social situations and massive amounts of awkwardness. But the only really way to really master overcoming social awkwardness is to face the awkwardness. You know, you don't go into a situation hoping to get awkward, but the reality is you probably are, unless you've put in a lot of practice. So two things I've learned today from educating and teaching you from my experiences. Number one is the mindset. You have to mentally want to do these things and improve and be willing to dedicate some time and put some courage and cojones into getting uncomfortable, stretching outside of your comfort zone, especially your social comfort zone. And then number two is the mental and emotional toughness that it requires a man, a young man, or an individual to, be in a social situation, like I said, where the nerves come on, the anxiety, you feel a natural instinct to close down or to not say too much or to maybe to ask a question, but you become aware of it. You have awareness. You become aware that you're falling into a pattern where you're getting anxious, and you can start working through it and fighting it. You've got to keep fighting it with anxiety. It's a fight. It really is. And the more you fight, the better you'll get, the better you feel, the more confidence you'll gain. So that's it. It's as simple as that. But I'll be honest with you, it's not going to be that easy when you put it into practice. But I'll be honest again, you can do it. You are stronger than you think, and you will get to a point where you feel confident and you can talk to girls without too much awkwardness, express yourself and build the connections that you want. If you enjoyed this video, hit like, share it with a friend. Let me know in the box below if there was anything I said that stood out, that you related to, that inspired you, or that's educated you and helped you to go away today from this video into your life, being more action orientated and having a fearless mindset. So I'll see you next video, and remember, become fearless.